Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, and today we're going to make some of these fall leaves out of some yarn and beads. So I went ahead and cut 20 inches of my yarn, and then I cut 24 8-inch pieces. I'm going to set these aside. I have a wooden bead here, and it's got a pretty big hole in it. I want to feed both of these in there, which the hole's big, but I don't think it's quite big enough for me to put both of those in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a really skinny crochet needle. Hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to pull it through. Yes, it worked. Okay. So we have a loop here that is going to be where we hang things. I want to hang it on this piece of wood. Isn't this cool? I found this in Idaho years ago. I got a whole bunch of them. Thought they were cool when we were out at the sand dunes. But anyway, I want to make sure there's room enough that it's going to hang, that I can put it through there, which I can. And I also need to, I'm going to tie a knot here and at the bottom. So, again, I want to make sure that this is it well. So I've got the knot at the top. I'm going to tie a knot at the bottom. And this is just to keep that bead in place and to keep things from sliding off. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is make the feather part of this, or the leaf part of this. This could be a leaf or a feather. And I'm going to try to tape this down. I don't know if this is going to stay or not, but don't think it will. And it's not going to stick because this is fabric. So if you were putting it on like a hard surface, the tape would stick better. But you're going to make a loop like this. Put it underneath. And then you take another strand and again loop. And you're going to put the open end underneath. And then I just open that up and grab those two. And I'm going to pull. And slide it up there. Now this is why I put the bead up there and the knot. Because I have not had a bead or knot up here, and I've slid those off, and they wound up coming off. So you don't want that to happen. All right. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that your loop is always the same direction. Okay? So as I'm doing this, I remembered something that I had, a clipboard. Looky here. That will work. So you can use a clipboard to clip that down. And you just continue doing this until you get all your little yarn pieces attached. And let me finish this up and I'll come back and show you what's next. So I got my last one to do here. All right, now we need to comb it out and trim it up. Now, I could go down a little bit longer if I wanted to. I'm trying to decide if I want this to be a bigger leaf. I don't think I do. I was going to, but I'm going to leave it at that. But I need to find something to comb this out. I tried using a wide tooth comb, but when you do that, it doesn't really work because the spaces in between there, the yarn just goes through. So that's not going to work. And so I don't have like a fine tooth comb. I've got this, you put in your hair, but again, it was not working. So I tried a fork, but still. So let me see if I can find a brush, because you need something to separate these fibers out. You know, what I could do is what I do with all my boho stuff is just untwist it. But that's going to take forever to do all of those. Let me see if I can find a brush. So I have this little brush and I'm going to just hold right here and just start brushing it out. And it's working a little bit, but still not exactly how I want it to. Everything we have in this house is not a fine tooth. I wonder if an old toothbrush would work. Anyway, let me work on this for a little bit. And like I said, if you have a fine tooth comb, that's going to work much better. By the way, a tip, when you're combing out, make sure you're careful with these, because if you get a little too rambunctious, which this happened to me, but I was able to fix it, you can actually pull these off the ends. So make sure you just kind of hold it down there while you're doing this. You don't want to unstring all your hard work. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. That way they won't fall off the bottom. There. Let me continue brushing this stuff out. Now I'm also untwisting some of these to kind of help it along. I think right now I'm going to take a break on the combing out and I'm going to trim it up. Okay, so I'm going to start little and just kind of start trimming them a little bit. I kind of like the different looks, some of it brushed out and some of it not. Gives it a lot of interest. And this is a pretty color. Let me keep messing with it. And there I have it all finished. I really love the color of this. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep all these little fibers, and I'll be able to use them when I make my beads like this to add a little bit more texture to them. Now, just FYI on this leaf, I actually used Red Heart cheap acrylic yarn. And honestly, if you use something that's made of natural fibers, this would be a lot easier to make. And so I would try it with whatever you have on hand. That's what I did today. But if you want to make a lot of these, go get some really good quality natural fiber, some type of yarn, and try making the leaves out of that. They'll be a lot easier to comb through for sure. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this. Let me know what you think. Have you ever made these type of leaves or feathers? Thanks for joining me, and y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative, signing out for now. Bye-bye.